In the heart of old Calabar, where the river whispered ancient songs to the mangroves and the night air carried the scent of ritual smoke and hibiscus, the people of the Efik kingdom told stories in hushed voices. Tales meant not to entertain, but to warn. Among them was one story too terrifying for fireside laughter. The tale of the black bird. The elders said the bird was not of this world. Long and slender, with eyes like dying embers and feathers of shimmering midnight, streaked with hues of deep green, purple and bronze, it looked like a living shadow with wings. They called it Inuan-pa, the Black Death Bird. Some said it croaked before tragedy struck. Others claimed it never made a sound, only appeared and watched, until your dreams crumbled and your breath vanished. But none doubted it obeyed only one mistress. Ikwo Abesai, a woman as feared as she was admired. Ikwo was once the toast of the kingdom, dark-skinned like polished ebony, with high cheekbones that looked carved by the gods and eyes that glowed gold in the sun. In her youth, she had graced the palace grounds in fine wrappers, dancing the ikambi with a grace no one could rival. Yet beneath her beauty there was bitterness. Ikwo had once been promised to a prince, Ekpenyong, the heir to the throne. But Ekpenyong, after traveling abroad, returned with a foreign bride and cast Ikwo aside like an empty calabash. Humiliated and broken, she vanished into the forest of Akani Obio, a place even hunters dared not go. For decades she was not seen, until the bird came. The first death was that of a young girl named Imam. Only 17, she had just won a scholarship to study engineering in Lagos. That night, her mother said Imam had come running into her room, saying something had tapped on her window. She opened it, expecting to see her friend. Instead she saw it, the long black bird perched on the guava tree, eyes glowing. By morning, Imam was found cold, her mouth open as if screaming, her body untouched but lifeless. People said it was coincidence, until it happened again and again. Young men who had started businesses, women who had found favor in marriage or trade, even children known to be gifted in school. Anyone who showed signs of rising beyond the ordinary began to die mysteriously. Every single one had been seen or heard mentioning the strange bird before their death. Then came Elder Okon, a retired school principal with a library of old texts and a mind sharper than most. He had heard whispers of Ikwo's survival in the forest, that she had made a pact with the spirits of Inuan and Ibok to become what she called herself, the keeper of her own fate. She was no longer just a woman. She had become a witch. One evening, Elder Okon gathered the village council. His gray beard trembled not from age, but from fear. "She sends that bird to consume destinies," he said. "It's no ordinary creature. It is bound by blood and vengeance." He opened a leather scroll, centuries old, and read, "A woman betrayed, who feeds her pain to the forest, shall rise a mother of shadows. Her eye shall be in the bird, her will in its wings. Her voice shall curse the wind, and her soul shall not rest till the roots of joy are torn from the land that wronged her." Ikwo blamed the Efik kingdom, not just Prince Ekpenyong. She believed everyone had celebrated her fall, mocked her behind their geli and head ties. And so, she vowed that none would rise in her absence. Children were no longer allowed to walk home alone. Pregnant women stayed indoors after dusk. Festivals lost their joy, for who would dare shine or dance too brightly, knowing Ikwo's gaze might fall on them? But not all bowed in fear. A woman named Ansayumo, only 25, decided enough was enough. She had watched her older brother, a teacher with big dreams of opening a youth tech hub, die after seeing the bird in his window. She had watched her cousin collapse after announcing her engagement. She was tired of losing. Ansa was not a priestess, nor was she from a line of spiritual warriors. But she had something more potent: willpower and anger. She went to Elder Okon demanding the truth. He told her, "To fight Ikwo, you must journey into the forest of Akani Obio, which is the village of the old. Face her in her true form, and cut the tether between her spirit and the bird. You will need the blade of Iban Isong, the ancient warrior queen of our land, buried near the old shrine of Arachukwu." Ansa did not flinch. Under the full moon, she began her journey, armed with only courage, prayers, and a calabash of protection water from the town priestess. For 3 days she wandered the forest, hearing whispers, seeing shadows. On the 4th day, she reached Ikwo's dwelling. It was a hut of bones and feathers, wrapped in vines that moved like serpents. The black bird stood at the entrance, taller than a man, eyes burning with hatred. But Ansa did not bow. "I am not afraid of you," she shouted. The bird screeched, and from the hut emerged Ikwo, still beautiful, though her face now bore lines carved from years of pain and magic. Her eyes had no whites, only black. "You dare come here?" Ikwo hissed. "I do," Ansa replied. "Because I'm not here for myself. I'm here for everyone you've taken." Ikwo laughed. "Then join them." The bird lunged. Ansa dodged, pulling the blade she had taken from the shrine. It gleamed with ancestral light, pulsing with the blood of the Efik warriors. With a single swing, she slashed the air between the bird and Ikwo. A terrible scream filled the forest, not from Ikwo, not from the bird, but from something older, something bound in spirit. The tether broke. The bird convulsed and collapsed, its feathers turning gray like ashes. Ikwo fell to her knees, eyes wide in disbelief. "You broke the bond," she whispered. "How?" "I am not the past," Ansa said, standing firm. "I am the future, and we do not fear you anymore." Ikwo dissolved into the earth, her form swallowed by the soil of the forest she once ruled. The winds carried her name away, and the trees went still. Ansa returned to the kingdom, greeted not with songs but with awe. Peace didn't return all at once, but people began to live again. Children laughed, markets bloomed, dreams blossomed. But on silent nights, when the moon is thin and the stars blink like watchful eyes, the elders still tell the tale, to remind the young never to let bitterness take root. And if you ever hear the flutter of dark wings outside your window, pray it is just the wind, because even broken curses sometimes leave shadows behind.